Hello guys, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. I am super excited to welcome you to this channel where we talk about business, career, and education. So, what is the topic or the point of discussion? Like you already seen in the description, we're going to be talking about 8 must-haves in a resume, and this is important to your resume. But before we go to what is the prerequisite of a resume, I want to talk briefly on what a resume is. So, a lot of people mistake it with a CV, but that's a gist of another day. I'm not going to talk about that because it's like a whole lot, put together. So, resume is a French word that means summary, to sum up, just put together in a little capacity. And so if you have been doing something else, like you have been, blowing it out of proportion, then you're not writing a resume. That's just it. So resume is actually a summary of your life's work, and it is in contrast to your curriculum vitae that is the course of life and course of life work. So a resume is your summary. So keep it simple and keep it brief. So typically your resume should be 1 to 2 pages max. And I have a lot of people ask me, it's too short. I've done a lot. One thing that is important in writing your resume is to associate your resume to relevant experience. So anything that is irrelevant, with the job you're looking for presently should not be on your resume. Your resume is supposed to be tailored to fit the particular job you are looking for at the moment. So if you have been, adding jobs like teaching experience job, factory experience job, and you're looking for a marketing executive role, and you're adding a teaching experience job, then you are doing the absolute wrong thing. So here are 8 must-haves on your resume. The first thing I'm going to be talking about is your name. Your name speaks for you. Your name is everything to you. Your name is why people know you. Your name is what makes people remember you firsthand. Your name is very important. So when writing your resume, you would want to, put your name in a way that the recruiter sees it immediately. He or she opens up your resume, or any artificial intelligence software could identify your name. It's very, very important, but you might want to tone it down a little bit. Do not do too much with the font. Please keep it very clean. Do not blow it out of proportion. Keep it straight, keep it clean. Do not use crazy fonts. Just use fonts that are very normal to read and are not hard to read. Do not use stylish fonts when writing your name on your resume. It is not acceptable anywhere. Another thing I'm going to say about your name is that your name is very important. So you might want to use the same name that is on your certificate or any other documents that you may be presenting afterwards, to help you ascertain if you probably went to school, if you've probably done this or that. So you do not want a situation where your name on your certificate, that's your BSc certificate or whatever certificate you have, is showing, for instance, Juliet, Okon, Mary, and the name on your resume is showing Juliet Mary Douglas. It's kind of different. So even if Douglas is your other name, please just stick with what is on your certificate and stick with what you have been using for the longest time. So that is it for your name. Now the second thing that you need to have on your resume is your professional title, and it's very important. A lot of people ask me, what is a professional title? And I just tell them that's the title of what you have been doing for the number of years of your experience. Very simple. So if you have been in the marketing or in the sales field for about 3 years, you're actually a sales representative. If you, because there are levels to this thing, there are entry levels employees, there are intermediate, and there are executive levels. So entry level, you might have about 0 to 3 years experience, or 0 to 2 years experience, depending. And from intermediate, you have 3 years upward. Then from executive level, you have 7 years or 8 years upward. So if you have been at a job for about 3 years and you do not know your professional title, let's say you've been in sales for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, you're a salesperson, my dear. You are a salesperson. If you have been in marketing for about 3 years, you're a marketing specialist, you're a marketing professional, you're a marketing associate. If you have been a customer care representative for about 2 years or 3 years, that is what you are. You're a customer representative because you have the experience to call yourself a customer representative. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is your contact information. Information is everything that surrounds your address, your phone number, your email address, your LinkedIn profile. So I added the LinkedIn profile there because it's very important these days. Recruiters want to know what you're up to because LinkedIn is also a social media platform, but it is one that is more career, interactive, career advanced. Everyone on LinkedIn is looking for a job, or doing their business, or talking about something that would help in career advancement. So a lot of recruiters want to know if you have a LinkedIn profile. It's more or less like where they even see your resume, in the broad, sense. So you might want to attach your LinkedIn profile to your resume also. So you need to put a phone number that is working, and please start with +234. Do not limit your search or your job search to only Nigeria, and do not limit your job search to only a particular space. So you start with the number +234, which is our Nigerian line. For those in Nigeria, if I have subscribers out of Nigeria, please use your dialing code when adding your number. And there is no rule that says you cannot have two numbers on your resume. You can have up to two numbers, but please just put it at two numbers. Then you need to add your valid email address because a lot of recruiters send you message via email. So you might want to add a valid email address. Thank you about that. Another thing you want to add to your contact information is your home address. Now, the next must have is your summary. Now, your summary or your profile or your objective, most people term it career objective, most people call it profile, most people call it summary, depending on what you are calling yours. So that's a sum up of who you are, but this is it. It should never be more than 3 to 4 lines max. There is no reason why your summary should be about 6 or 7 lines, please. It's not a chance for you to tell them what your favorite pet is, what your favorite car looks like, or what your kind of day is like. It is about you and what you can give to the company. So basically, a lot of people make the mistake of starting with I am. No, please do not use first person pronouns when you're writing your summary. Start with words like dedicated, professional, dedicated marketing specialist, committed marketing specialist. Start with power words like that, and go on to tell them how many years experience you have in that particular role and what you have done for other companies that have worked. Keep it very simple, and also highlight important skills that you have. And yes, you have a wonderful profile there. So the next must have, which is the third or the fourth, the fourth, is your skills. So your skills is everything that sums up why a recruiter should actually hire you. Yeah. But let me tell you something about your skills. There are soft skills and there are hard skills. So basically, let me give you an example of a soft skill. So effective communication is a soft skill. But if I am a UI UX writer or UI UX designer, I might want to have the knowledge of UI UX design or product design. So Hard skill is product design, meaning that I can actually do the job, and soft skills that I have effective communication to, effectively communicate with my team members, with my bosses, and people around me. So you might want to actually mix it, talk to them and tell them or write to them about your hard skills. That is, you know how to do the job, you know the tricks and the techniques to do the job, you have everything to do the job. But you also need soft skills like effective communication, team management and building, leadership, and all that. But do not crowd your skills with a lot. You might keep it to six or seven and just let them know that you have the skills relevant for the job role. So that is for the skills aspect. And please write skills that you know you have. A lot of people go on to, say they have skills of this, they have of that, but they have absolutely no idea. They just go to Google and, search out for skills that are relevant to a particular job field, and they don't work on it. So even if you want to look for skills that are peculiar to your job role, you can actually get these skills online. There are a lot of sites. In fact, going to Google and Googling out team building and learning and writing about it, and getting a feel of it is something that could actually help you if you really want to put it in your resume. So that is that for skills. The next thing I'm going to be talking about is experience. Now, experience is very important. I term it relevant experience. Your relevant experience is experience that is relevant to the professional title that is already up on your resume. So you want to link it. So you have three or four experiences, but just to align with your professional title. Please use it like that. I'm pleading with you, please use it like that. Do not take experience that does not relate to what you're doing and put it on your resume. So let's say, for instance, you're a marketing specialist or you're a marketing officer, and you have experience of 2 years and 3 years, in two different companies, and you want to add it to your resume, but you feel that, oh, it's not enough. It is actually enough. I want to encourage you to not think that, oh, recruiters are looking for, up to 5 or 6 experiences. No, if you have relevant experience and you can show and prove that this experience you have, you really worked hard and you really gave the company something to remember you for, then what's the big deal? What's the issue? There's no issue about it. So I want to encourage you to please put relevant experience that is synonymous with what you are putting as your professional title. So if you're a marketing officer, why then do you have a teaching experience as your experience? And if you're a marketing officer, you're not supposed to have a bakery supervisor as your experience. So basically, you need to add what relates to your professional title. Again, it's not only about adding the experience. Recruiters want to see that you preferred solution to these brands you have worked with or these companies you've worked with. So when adding the details of what you did in these companies, try and start with power words and try as much as possible to let them know what you did. For instance, dedicatedly sold up to 10,000 bags of cement for a company, blah, blah, blah. They want to have figures, they want to see figures. They want to have a feel of what you did for your previous company. They want to know that you really worked hard and that you preferred solutions. So don't keep it still, or don't tell them something that is already in the job description of what they're looking for. So lots of people just go and copy and paste. Like if they say they're looking for a marketing executive that has blah, 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 can do blah, 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 blah. They just go there and take the blah, 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 blah and put it on their resume. So it doesn't really align.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Another thing that is really important when you're writing your relevant experience is date. So a lot of recruiters know that people lie, and the truth is people lie. People lie on their resumes, and a lot of people would put 2017 to 2018, and it doesn't match up. So, and they want to know why you have gaps. Probably you work from 2017 to 2019 and you didn't work in the whole of 2020 and 2021. They want to know why that gap is there. So you might want to decide how to put this in your resume, but always add your date and be sure to remember them when you have interviews, because some recruiters will go back to that resume and ask you, you said you worked in Sotel company or Sotel Limited during 2018 and 2020. Which month did you start work and which month did you end? Then a lot of people start fidgeting. So what I always tell people then and there is, if you probably have it already in your head and probably you already remember the year, but you don't really recall the particular month you started working or the particular month you ended the job, you could tell them, okay, sorry, give me a moment. So I started in the the month of July. Yes, it was July, and I also ended in the month of November. Yeah, that's it. I started July and I ended November. So like this, you don't sound like, or you don't look like you are scared, or you don't even look like, oh, they asked you a question you don't know, you lied about. Yeah. So but when you start saying um I it was in July, yeah, July. It looks like you're not sure of what you're saying. Yeah, so that's the difference. So the next must have I'm going to talk about is your education. Now, your education is very important because recruiters actually want to know that you went to school, that you have the education relevant to do the job, and it's really important. So you might want to list it and add your dates. That is the date of your education when you graduated. If you want to add when you entered the university and also add when you left, that's fine. But some people, and it's also acceptable, use just the date when they finished. But if you're still in school and you're looking for a job, you're a part-time student, or you're still looking for a job in school while in school, you could write the date when you entered school and put a hyphen and just write in view so that they know that you're currently in school but you could also work. So that is how to write your education. You put BSc in so course and write the name of your school and the date you started or the date you finished or both together. It works fine. So the next thing I'm going to be talking about is that under education, most people want to put their secondary school, their primary school. Please do not do that. Again, I'm begging, please do not do that. It is not necessary. You don't need things like your primary school, where you wrote your, common entrance, or where you wrote your junior WAEC. All those things are unnecessary. Somebody who went to university surely wrote junior WAEC. And that's the truth. You might later be asked to present such credentials, but for the resume, which is a summary of your course of life, please keep it simple. You could actually keep it at your university degree and probably your secondary school degree. If you do not put your secondary school degree on your resume, it has no hold. It's not a problem. It's not going to make them not to give you the job, so don't be afraid. Just chill. So that is it for education. The last thing I'm going to be talking about is your certifications. Now, it is very important to recruiters that they know that it is not only your BSc certificate that makes you stand out as someone who is right for the job. Now, let me break it down to you. A lot of people studied biochemistry in school, but they are in the field of tech. A lot of people. I studied law in the university. I am a business writer currently. I'm a legal writer, but I am also into content writing, copywriting, and this is actually not something that fits into law. Yeah, law is versatile, but law is strictly legal. So me being a copywriter and all that, I have to, present certifications that make me worthy as one. So if you're someone who has certifications that back up, maybe you study computer science and you're already into tech and you're, into coding, you're into, web development and all that, but you also have other certifications. Yeah, that's good for you. Yeah, I have to give it up to you. But if you're someone who is coming from a field like biochemistry and you're now into tech, and you want to prove to these people that you know what you're doing, and they're seeing biochemistry then they're not seeing any certification that you know what you're doing, or studied web development, web design, coding and all that, software, development, they would not give you the job because they'll be like, where did she or where did he learn it from? How come he knows all this? How come he's saying that he has worked in all those companies without any certification in software development, in anything in UI UX? How is it possible? We don't trust this person. So you might want to also, have these certifications. And please, when you are putting down your certifications on your resume, put the relevant certification. So, for instance, if you are a healthcare worker and you want to put down your certifications for a healthcare job, you might want to add certifications that relate to healthcare. So, if you have a product design certification or you have a product management certification, it does not correlate for you to add it to a resume that is strictly healthcare worker resume. So, this is how you know how to put your certifications. Now, another thing is your certifications also need dates, relevant dates. So the date when you took the course, you need to add it to your resume so that they know that, okay, this was taken before or in the middle of a job, and this person used this to actualize all this. So this is really wonderful for anyone who is looking for a job right now. If you're already on a job and you want to switch careers, this video is a must watch for you. 8 requirements for you to write your resume in the best way, and also for you to know if your resume is actually in the right frame or in the right technique. Are you doing the right thing? Is that why you have been getting a lot of no's? Is that why you have been bounced? Is that why your resume is in the trash can? This is the video for you. So I have highlighted about 8 prerequisites, and let me start from the top and just count down to the last one. I talked about name, I talked about the contact information, I talked about your professional title, I talked about the summary, I talked about skills, I talked about relevant experience, I talked about education, and I talked about your certifications. So these are your must-haves on your resume. This is how you get a step up in your career and advancement when it comes to looking for a job or getting a better job, basically. So this is the end of this video. We have actually come to the end of this video. My name is Amanda CB. If you enjoyed this video, kindly subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification button so that you could get my videos pop up on your screen when they drop. If you are a returning subscriber, if you have subscribed, in the first intro video and you're here watching this video, you are the absolute best. Thank you so much. I am really grateful. Till next time, when I bring you more gist about business or career and education, be good, stay safe. I love you all.